What's going on, guys? Hey, it's Anthony with the Wrenched Out Experiment. Checking out some of the comments on some of my videos, and I've read several comments on other people's videos. So let's talk about the internet and commenting and it being a community. Alright guys, so as pretty much everybody at this time, you are linked to some kind of social media, no matter if it's Facebook, if it's YouTube, Instagram, maybe it's Snapchat, Twitter, or maybe it's just the online forums. Now, these things have grown huge over the last few years, and we're going to talk about it's almost netiquette, which was a term used in some online courses I had taken. But I think it's extremely relevant, and we're going to talk about some specific things today. Before I dive into that, though, make sure hit subscribe down below, and check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Let's dive into what we're talking about. So, obviously, I've been on YouTube for years now. I'm definitely not by any stretch of the imagination a big YouTuber. However, I have and dawning on over 250,000 views, which is awesome for me. I love it. But something that comes with YouTube, or really any kind of post, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, or any other social media site or forums, when you put yourself out there, there are going to be people that essentially kind of crap on you. Now, the thing with that I find odd and interesting, so oddly interesting, is why, right? So, you put all this, or I'll talk about me, because it's easiest to kind of talk crap about yourself. So I put together these videos just like this. Is this super fancy? Is this groundbreaking? Probably not, right? So I've got my camera, I got some lights, I've got my microphone up here. I feel like talking about this subject, so here I am talking about it. Now, a goofy thing about this, from my perspective, so I did all this work. It took me some while to move the lights around, find the location, figure out what do I want to talk about, how am I going to talk about all those things, right? That's my side of it. Now, a viewer's side, you're going to see this cut video. You're going to see whether it's music, intro, outro, whatever it is I'm babbling on about. And you, as the viewer, have the opportunity to say something nice, not say anything at all, or essentially kind of shit on whatever it is I created, right? Conceptually, it's pretty ridiculous in my mind if you're going to watch a YouTube video and then shit on the person. Now, granted, yes, there are YouTube videos. I've seen dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens, hundreds, thousands, whatever, just like you as a viewer, that maybe you don't agree with, or you think the video is shot like crap, or you wished it had X, and you're compelled enough to leave a comment. Now, you can be just an ultra douche about this and be like, what I believe is right, they should have did X, they should have did Y. But no one's forcing you to watch the video. No one is forcing you or really asking for your opinion on how it's shot. Now, if you want to disagree or discuss the subject matter that's being presented, then I find it completely suitable to say, hey, I don't necessarily agree with your opinion. However, here it is, as an adult, right? But when you're not, and you get a dumbass comment, and I can tell you from personally, where it's like, your video sucks, you suck. Does it get under my skin? No, it does not get under my skin anymore. In fact, to me, it's kind of sad, because it's like you got some person on the other end of this right here. You're watching and you feel compelled enough to try to shit on whoever it is that's there, and you think it's okay, and you really matter more than this and that, and it's not, and it's so crazy to me, and you're gonna walk away feeling like your way or what you believe in is more important than what's being said. Now, there's obviously extremes on both sides of this. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a guy that's showing you how to use a yo-yo, or me talking right now. It's just crazy to me. Why are you going to waste your time if you didn't like the video or you didn't like the content that was put out there? Then just move on. You don't have to be a dick about it and try to point out and call it. Now, if you want to give them some kind of positive criticism and say, hey, great video, I think the lighting should have been a little different. So maybe next time move the lighting around because you're on point. Something like that in the positive sense. Now, obviously, if the content is inappropriate, no matter what it is, whether it's racism or some kind of discrimination against X, then obviously somebody needs to say something. But that's completely different from what I'm talking about. Now, let's play devil's advocate real quick, and we'll wrap this video up. Think before you message or you say something shitty. You don't know, the unknowns outweigh the knowns. I know I watched this video, but you don't know where I am mentally. You don't know, hey, maybe your bad comment just ended everything I've done. 180 videos I've produced, I'm done because Joe said this at that moment of that day, and that's the end of it. So, devil's advocate on this. I just wanted to end that point with that. Devil's advocate is this. So I've seen this more and more with videos, and it's pretty relevant to even what we're talking about here. I am not saying don't comment, and I am not saying I don't want to hear your points. Let me be very clear on that. What I am saying is be selective of what you say and how you say it. And the devil's advocate part is this. There's been a lot of content creators through time, but most recently I've watched several videos to where there is a rant given in the video, even though it's completely irrelevant to the video itself. Somebody was explaining, I was watching an automotive video on how to fix something the other day. Video was okay. They were this is how you do it. I didn't agree, but I'm not going to sit there and shit on the dude or the lady. And probably 3/4 of the way through this video, and it was a long video because it's an instructional video and they're telling you how to do X and Y. And from that standpoint, from just instructional, they did a good job. It was thorough. They explained the reason and they tried to support the reasoning. Great. But so 3/4 of the way through this video, the individual then stops everything. A different person's on, which I don't know if it was their wife or their sister or whoever it was, goes into, let me explain something to you that needs to stop happening. If you don't like this, don't watch it. But you need to do this and you need to do that. And it was like a couple of minutes just of a rant. I am clearly ranting or trying to solidify a point here or support a point. But I have never found it appropriate to be providing content and then stop before it's even over to try to correct the audience. If you don't like this, yada, yada, yada. We don't appreciate this. You'll get banned and you'll this and you'll that. And they just went on and on and on and on. And I'm sitting there as a viewer thinking to myself, either they have been just ramrodded, or there's been a couple that broke through and they're very disappointed, or upset, or whatever it may be, which is fine because we're all people here. But it was crazy to me because you interrupted an instructional video to essentially complain and rant and rave about comments and don't comment unless this. You don't know, you aren't here, and it's. There's some clear gaps in what they were attempting to do. That would be the devil's advocate side, because in hindsight, again, my opinion, it's not fact, other than it is my opinion. The video wasn't shot the best, and there was a lot of, this is what you have to do, which is not reality, because I performed the same installation. They missed a lot of things. But again, I was grateful that they made the video. I was grateful that someone took the time, and I'm not going to shit on the person one iota. The exception of them going on that rave 3/4 of the way through the video, ranting and raving about, don't you comment, don't you do this, we work hard. Yeah, we got that. That's a given. And that, to me, is an invitation to get people to start going here. That's it. This is not negative. I don't want it to be taken as negative. I wish that people really thought before they posted or responded, especially in comments, because it can be hurtful. It can do more damage, unknown damage, than what you may believe or you may think. So definitely consider that in all instances, because we're all in this together, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whether you're just a sole viewer, maybe you're a creator, maybe you're a co-collaborator, maybe you have a friend, family, whatever. None of that matters. What does matter is we're all humans. We're all trying to help each other the best of our abilities. In some senses, not everyone. And that's really where I stand in that big battle. Now, obviously, you got freedom of speech. I am not deprecating or going against freedom of speech. You have the right. You're absolutely 100% correct. You have a right to put yourself out there. You have a right for criticism. You have a right to be a dick to someone else. But really, it's one of those deals to where it's like, yeah, you can voice your opinion, but is it relevant and does it matter? Because that's really what it boils down to, is does it matter? You think it always matters because most of us are very egocentric. The bulk of humanity is egocentric and it's all about me. But in these cases and many, many, many others, take a moment, think before you message something. Hey, this video sucks. Why is he standing there? His shirt's too tight. His hair's stupid. He looks dumb. The video's shot like crap. What good does any of that crap do? Really? Something to think about. Anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in. Ranting and raving, complaining a little bit myself here. Wasn't trying to be negative in any sense. It's just something that's been kind of sticking to me as I've seen several comments that I'm like, man, you have nothing better to do. I'm fine if you are in a position to where you feel so compelled that you're going to waste your time, because I'll delete your comment. I have no qualms against it at all. I used to when I first started YouTubing. It's like, well, I should value their point. And it's like, screw that. I don't want to see this shit. I don't mind criticism. I've said it before. I've taken and listened to a lot of people's, but it's constructive. It's building up, not tearing me down on just the negative. It's like, hey, great video. I like what you're talking about, but maybe consider doing this. Hey, I'm all ears as far as that goes. But when it comes to any of just the straight, you're having a bad day, you're whatever's going on in your life, and you're trying to push it onto someone else, not cool. Anyways, have a great day, guys. Thank you for tuning in. And as I promised in my last couple of videos, every single week, we're going to give you something new, covering just an assortment of topics here at the Renstart Experiment, because this is an experiment, and I will continue diving into things that I find is important to me in my world, and hopefully in yours as well. If you have an instance you want to share about this, or what your thoughts are on the netiquette life, or netiquette world, because obviously internet and all this stuff is not going anywhere. In fact, it's growing and growing and growing. What do you guys feel about commenting, and share your thoughts down below? I'm genuinely interested to kind of fire up that conversation. What's appropriate? What's not appropriate? Is there a line or is there not? And I'm completely fine with whichever angle you want to try to sell. Again, guys, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.